Tessa from Mama's Geeky here, and welcome to the Mama's Geeky Show. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Mama's Geeky Show. Today I have a few movie reviews for you, some new stuff. But first up, and shout out to my friend Austin on here. I was watching his live, and I've also heard so many mixed reviews on this movie that I was so, do I watch it? Do I not watch it? Do I watch it? Do I not watch it? Do I watch it? Do I not watch it? And finally, after watching his live and watching them debate about it, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to check it out. So I watched Midsommar, whatever, however you say it. I watched it this past weekend with my husband. Now, I will say it was better than I expected. I think because there were so many mixed reviews, I was going back and forth on which category would I fall into? You know what I mean? Would I be the people who were like, this is horrible? Would I be the people who were like, this is so good? It seemed like there's a love-hate with this, right? It seemed like there wasn't anybody who was like, it was okay. But which is kind of the category my husband and I fit into, which is weird. No one had suggested it to me in that way, that it's an okay movie and you'll enjoy it. So we decided to watch it on Friday night. We said, all right, we're going to watch it. Let's check it out. And it was pretty good. I love suspense, thriller, horror type things. I'm also really into gore. There's some gore in here, which I was really happy about. I would have liked a little more. I would have liked to see people die. Like, some people, you see them being killed, but some people just, like, disappear and then, like, oh, they're dead. And I'm like, no. I want to see the horrific, like, what's wrong with me if that's what I want to see? That I want to see the murder. But that's pretty bad. Maybe we should scratch that. Off the record, guys. Don't remember that about me. I'm not that deep and dark and twisted. Another thing was, there was, like, her crying was like this moaning, this horrible moaning, and then they start like also like copying her, and she's like, oh, I don't know, I can't even do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But if you just watch it, it's just, her crying is just, I don't know. It bothered me is what it was. It was very annoying. It was a slow movie, very slow. There were parts where my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, are they ever going to get to like what they're doing? Like, it was very slow. Paid off in the end, though. You know, every slow part, I feel like it had a good payoff. So I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, it's 2.5 hours. They could have easily made it 1:45, even 2 hours, and it would have been better. But I overall enjoyed it. I mean, it was predictable. You knew what was coming. If you've seen Wicker Man, you really know what's going to happen. But it was good. I feel bad for, I think his name was Christian, the main girl's boyfriend. He was totally set up, and I felt bad for him a little bit. He was kind of a turd, but then, like, not really. Like, he was also kind of a good guy. I don't know. I felt bad for him. That's about all I have to say about it. Is it worth the watch? I mean, it's very mediocre, middle of the road. I mean, maybe 3 stars. Maybe I'd give it 3 out of 5. It was good. I mean, sure, watch it. Yes, worth the watch if you have time. If you have time, because it is long, and it's going to feel longer than it is. We kept checking the time to see how much was left. But not in a bad way. I mean, we still watched it to the end, and we both enjoyed it. So there you go. That's what I have to say about that. Thanks, Austin, for putting it to the forefront of my radar and forcing me to watch it. It was worth the watch. I will say that. All right, but now I want to talk to you about something that's already out. It's out in select theaters and drive-thrus. It is called Mighty Oak. If you haven't seen this, check it out. I just watched it. Huge thanks to Paramount for sending me over the screener. Totally worth a watch. Really great movie. Again, slow here and there, but not even really slow. Definitely not Midsommar slow. But it was a good movie. It's about love and loss and family, and you know, it's got a lot of great lessons. Like, family isn't just biological. But basically the premise is there is this band, Army of Love, and they are really, really good, and they are on their way back from one of their first major, like their opening for a major band, and they get into a car accident, and the front man dies. Okay, this is not really a spoiler. It's in the first like 5 minutes, and it's totally in the trailer, so don't even worry about that. So he dies, and then it shoots to 10 years later, and his sister's kind of a mess. She's gone through a lot. And the band, they chose to let this tragedy tear them apart instead of bring them closer together. Okay, so we see them all doing their own sort of things 10 years later. And this boy comes into their life, this 10-year-old boy who's phenomenal. He learns he watches their band on YouTube and picks up their songs like this. He knows how to play the guitar like that. He knows all the lyrics. He's very good. Great kid, charismatic. And the main singer there, Jean, she is pretty sure, or main character, I mean, she's pretty sure that it's her brother, Vaughn, who has died, reincarnated. And I don't want to give too many spoilers. I don't want to give anything really away, but I just say this is definitely worth a watch. Not only is there some great music in it, and this kid's extremely talented. Like, I don't know if he plays his own guitar in it, but I'm pretty sure he sings, and he's really good. He's really, really good. So just that makes it worth it. But it's really fun. There's good parts. There's funny parts. There's really sad parts. There's heartfelt parts. But the movie does have, it has some strong language. It is rated PG-13. It has some strong language. It has some drug use. It obviously has death, like I said. So just some things to keep in mind. If your children, younger children, probably shouldn't watch it. And if you're teenagers, or tweens, how you feel about those sort of things. If you want them to watch it. But really great movie. Definitely worth a watch. It's good. It was good. I will give it a 3 out of 5, and it's something I would watch again for sure. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very entertaining, and like I said, it teaches you a lot about love and life and loss. Okay, but it's good, and I'm trying not to give anything away, so just watch it. All right. And last but not least, Irresistible is on demand this Friday, June 26th. It stars Steve Carell and Rose Byrne, and it is a really, really, really good movie. Really good. Like, I would almost give it a 5 out of 5. It's that good. I go back and forth between 4.5 and 5 out of 5 because it's really, really good. And there's a huge twist that I didn't see coming, which is always fun in a movie when you're completely blindsided by something. But this movie is great. It makes fun of politics, basically. It's super political without being like in your face, I choose a side, which is kind of great. It's basically Democrats and Republicans going at it with each other. It picks up after the 2016 election, and Steve Carell's character was part of the Democratic Party and all part of Hillary's campaign. And Rose Byrne is in the Republican Party, and she was part of Trump's campaign. And so they've always had this rivalry, the two of them, and you can tell they've been against each other. They swear at each other constantly. It's good, though. It's really funny, and it's interesting. So they find, or Steve Carell, I should say, finds this farmer who is basically a Republican, but he has Democratic morals, right, and ideals a little bit. So he decides to go to this small town. This guy's running for mayor, and he wants to help with his campaign because he thinks it would be really good to make the national news, to show people that Democrats get the real person, right? They understand, they know, and figure that can't hurt them in the 2020 election. So let's do what we can now to plant the seeds, so to speak. And it turns out being this huge rivalry. Rose Byrne ends up coming into town to help the mayor who's already there, and they go back and forth. And it's like I said, it's funny, but it's super political. Points out so many flaws in our political system without really, like, again, choosing a side. Like, she'll say something and he'll be like, "You just lied. Why did you just lie and make that up?" And she's like, "I don't know." And even when they're talking to the press, they're like, "This is the spin room. We spin things to sound good. This is all crap." It's funny. It's very good. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a great political movie, like I said, without being too in-your-face political. Definitely worth a watch. Irresistible. That is out on demand June 26th, this Friday, so be sure to check it out. That's it. That's all I have for you guys today. If there's something you want me to watch or talk about on a future episode, let me know down in the comments below. And I'm Tessa Smith, and thanks for watching this episode of The Mama's Geeky Show. I'll see you guys later this week.